Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Noble, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my BATTLEWASP deck profile. So this is a extremely budget deck. You can get most of this deck for like 20 bucks, not including the things that I play in here, but like the core you can get for like 20 bucks, and it's like all ultra rare, so it's nice. But it's a really fun deck to play. The very first time I played this deck against my buddy Steve, he was like, wait, what in the world are you playing? But this deck is actually a blast because it swarms the board, no pun intended, it just worked out that way. And because you're able to get so many bodies on the board, you're able to go into your synchro plays, and you can also like go into Appaloosa, things like that as well. It really is a really fun deck. I really actually look forward to it every time I play this deck. But let's get into it, guys. Don't forget, I am doing the giveaway with this mat, IP, Appaloosa, Borlo Savage, and also Dragoon. If we hit it this month, which I think we're going to. So make sure you're a subscriber. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at NobleChaos72 or Twitter at NobleChaos1, and let me know down in the comments below, or either on this video or my Unchained video, what's your favorite rogue deck. So make sure you do that so you have a chance to win all these goodies. So to start off with, we're running triple BATTLEWASP Air Blast, the Rapid Fire. These guys are, I really enjoy playing this deck. Like you really don't understand. When this card is normal summon, you can target one level 3 or lower insect monster in your graveyard and special summon that monster in defense position. If this card is in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one BATTLEWASP monster from your hand or deck. You can only use this effect of BATTLEWASP Air Blast the Rapid Fire once per turn. So that is really cool, just on summon being able to bring something from the graveyard. And then if it's popped by a card effect, you can special summon something straight from the deck, so that is really helpful. Next up, I'm playing triple Twin Bow the Attacker. What this one does is once per turn during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for insect monsters, so do keep that in mind if you use this effect. And you can only use it once per turn, and then it can make a second attack during each battle phase, which like isn't phenomenal, but it is really cool, and also just being able to get this body out in the field easily is really helpful. I'm playing triple Sting the Poison. What this one does is if this card is normal or special summoned, so basically if it hits the field at all, you can add one BATTLEWASP monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card. And it also has a quick effect to where you can tribute one other insect monster, target one effect monster your opponent controls, and then negate its effect until the end of this turn. That is really cool, and that being a quick effect is really helpful. And honestly, your opponent's not going to expect a BATTLEWASP deck to have an effect like that. Like, it really caught my friend off guard. It is really funny. This is a really great card, and he's a tuner as well. I'm playing triple Pin the Bullseye. What this one does, my girlfriend loves this one. What this one does is if you control an insect monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which you're going to, so that's not going to be a problem. During your main phase, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each BATTLEWASP Pin the Bullseye you control. So do remember to do that. Sometimes I forget, but that burn damage will add up. So make sure you do remember to inflict them with that. It's not a ton, but if it's a little bit of a longer game, like if you're playing a rogue match, a little bit of a longer game, that can add up. I'm also playing double. I'm not playing triple. I'm playing double of Dart the Hunter. I bumped it down to 1, but then I put it back at 2 because it has actually a good effect to where when your BATTLEWASP monster destroys a monster by battle that is owned by your opponent, you can discard this card and then inflict damage to your opponent equal to that destroyed monster's original attack. So that can do quite a bit of burn damage because you do have some big BATTLEWASP cards in here in the extra deck. You can target one other insect monster you control. It is treated as a tuner this turn. And also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except insect monsters. So being able to just literally make your other insects into tuners is really, really cool. And that does help out a lot, and you are locked into insects, so do keep that in mind. But for the most part, that's not really going to be a big deal. Going on with the insects, I'm playing, I have no idea how to say that, but I'm playing the Worm Warrior. It can't be normal summon or set, it can only be special summon by banishing an insect monster from your graveyard. And when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top card of their deck to the graveyard, which is probably not going to do that, but it's just an easy buy to get out into the field. I'm also playing one Doomdozer. I know, throwback, right? This card can't be normal summon or set. It can only be special summon by banishing 2 insect monsters from your graveyard. And then when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard, of your opponent's deck to the graveyard, excuse me. I'm also running one Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, just in case you have the opportunity to lock your opponent to only special summoning wind monsters. Now moving into more of like the extenders, I'm playing a Jet Synchron, Mega Fan of Beast Online because this is a synchro deck. I'm also running a Gizmic Orochi the Surfintron Sky Slasher, I say it right now. I've actually found this to be pretty useful in this deck because banishing 8 is really not a big deal. especially because Armageddon will allow you to bring those banished monsters back into your graveyard. So it's really not a big deal. And also this just really helps because he's a boss monster in himself, but then you can go into some place from there. He's kind of like a free summon as well. I'm also running another Gizmek, the Kaiku, the Supreme Shining Sky stack. This one's really easy to get out in the field. All it requires is that there be a monster in the extra monster zone, and then you special summon this card from your hand. And he has a really great effect where you can target a face-up monster in the extra monster zone, equip that face-up monster to this card as maximum 1, and when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon that card that was equipped to this. And you only use each effect once per turn. But this is really cool because he's easy to get out into this deck, and whenever you draw him, like, you're like able to get into your extra deck basically every turn, so you're able to bring him out. He's not really ever a dead card. It's just 2 personal techs I like. If you'd rather play something else, that's fine, but having 2 main deck boss monsters as well is really cool. I'm also running a Pankratops because he is really versatile and he helps out a lot, and then also I'm running 2 Ash as well. If you want to run a 3rd one, that'd be fine, you can do that. So for the spells, I'm playing triple Call by the Grave because we go into our deck a lot in this build, and we don't want to get ashed at all or hand trapped in any capacity. I'm also playing triple Revival Storm. This card is really cool. You target a BATTLEWASP monster in your graveyard, and then you special summon it, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 insect monster you control, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn, so you can literally do all that in 1 turn. You can special summon something, then banish this card from the graveyard, and then give something protection, which is really cool. I'm also playing Summoning Swarm. This card is amazing. I really like it. You target level 4 or lower BATTLEWASP monsters in your graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, and you special summon them. You only activate 1 Summoning Swarm per turn, and then you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck except for insect monsters for the rest of this turn. But you can really, again, excuse the pun, swarm the board with this card, and it's really helpful because you burn through your BATTLEWASPs and they go to the graveyard so quick, but just being able to bring them back is really helpful. I'm also playing 2 Insect Imitation. You know this is an old card because it says Magic card on it. In the wording, you offer 1 monster on your side of the field as tribute. You select 1 insect type monster from your deck that is 1 level higher than the tributing monster, special summon to the field in face up attack or face down defense position, and then the deck is shuffled. And it's not a once per turn either, so if you have both of them, you're able to resolve them. That'd be fine. I'm running triple Dark Ruler No More because this deck is very weak to monster negates and stuff like that. So just having this to power through those boards is really helpful, especially with going second. I'm also running double Twin Twisters because you just don't want to have to deal with any back row. And then I'm running 2 traps, 2 BATTLEWASP Nest. This is a really cool card. It's a continuous trap, and it has the effect to where when your BATTLEWASP monster is targeted for an attack, special summon 1 BATTLEWASP monster from your hand or deck. And if you do, place 1 counter on this card, and then you end the battle phase. So it's literally summoning something straight from your hand or deck, and then you end the battle phase, and you can only use the effect of BATTLEWASP Nest once per turn, and then when it has 2 counters, you send it to the graveyard, and that's why I play 2. This card is really cool, just kind of buy you some time to be able to go into your bigger boys from the extra deck. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm running 1 Azusa, the Ghost Bow. This one's cool. When your opponent takes effect damage from another BATTLEWASP monster, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of that monster. You can only use this effect of BATTLEWASP Azusa, the Ghost Bow, once per turn. When a monster is destroyed by battle with your BATTLEWASP monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you special summon this card in defense position, but then you banish it when it leaves the field. I'm running double Halberd the Charge. What this one does is once per battle, during damage calculation, if this card attacks an opponent's monster with equal or higher attack, quick effect, you can have the attack of that opponent's monster during that damage calculation only, which is really cool. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each BATTLEWASP monster you control, and then that's also a once per turn. I'm playing double Hama the Conquering Bow. What this one does is, if this card was synchro summoned using a synchro monster as material, which a lot of times it will, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. You can only use each of the following effects of BATTLEWASP Hama the Conquering Bow once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can make all monsters your opponent currently control lose 1,000 attack and defense, which is really awesome. And at the end of the battle phase, if your opponent has not taken any battle damage this turn, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each BATTLEWASP monster in your graveyard, which can get up really quickly. This deck really loves inflicting burn damage. And the big boy is BATTLEWASP Ballista the Armageddon. So what he does is if the card is special summoned, you can banish all insect monsters from your graveyard, and then all monsters your opponent currently controls lose 500 attack and defense for each of your banished insect monsters. I have literally gotten over big boss monsters just because of that effect right there. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. If this synchro summon card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, so by battle or card effect, you can special summon 3 of your banished level 11 or lower insect monsters, and that is really helpful. I'm also running a Herald of the Arclight as well, a Warlord Savage, because this is a synchro deck, a Draco Berserker of the Tinny. If you didn't want to run this one, that's fine. I really like it because of the banish effect. For the links, I'm running an Insector, I don't know how to say that, but this guy, Halkifyrax, an IP Masquerena. A lot of times, if you're not able to go into your synchro plays, but you still have a lot of bodies on the board, just being able to have IP and threaten for next turn is really helpful. I'm also running a Boral Sword and an Apollosa because you can make this pretty easily in this deck. But yeah, guys, that is it for this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. This is just a really fun deck to play. Like, I'm not joking with you. I really do look forward to playing my BATTLEWASP. And every time I pull it out and the label on my deck box says BATTLEWASP, like, what in the world are you playing? I'm like, you about to find out. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. It allows my videos to circulate around a little bit more, and I greatly appreciate that. If you're here and you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe so you can be entered into that giveaway. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. And also hit the bell so you can become a part of the notification team so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.